Hello, everybody.
Hello. Happy Friday. We've made it through the first week of craziness at home. And we're excited on this Friday to be baking
Challah.
by very popular demand. We had several requests to be able to make challah, so we thought now's the time. Why not?
Hi, Grandma.
Hi, Grandma.
Yeah, my eyes are good.
Okay.
From far away.
So we have a special viewing party with us today. You want to talk about which of our friends are watching today?
No.
You don't want to talk about it?
No, you do.
Okay. Avital's wearing a very special shirt today because she is representing our most amazing, wonderful, happiest place on earth called
CYJ.
Camp Yenjudea. Oh, we're going around. Okay, she's not going to show off her shirt quite yet, but thanks to all of our CYJ friends for tuning in and watching us bake challah. We're so excited to have you here.
Hi, Auntie Lori.
Hi, Auntie Lori.
Hi, Dada Gully.
Okay, so we're going to tell you a little bit about what we're baking, and then we're going to talk about some challah stories. We can share some good camp memories while we're in here. While you're all stuck at home during this Corona crazy, it's a fantastic opportunity to bake challah because so often people are, I think, scared of the idea of making challah and are intimidated by it. But I found that as long as you have enough time, which we've got plenty of that this week, you're in good shape. So today we're going to be using my absolute favorite all-time, can I help you?
Yeah.
All-time favorite challah recipe.
From Millennial Kosher.
From Millennial Kosher. If you don't know this cookbook, you want to look it up because it's incredible. And you can look on Instagram at Busy in Brooklyn. She's one of my favorite kosher cookbook author bloggers. She's fantastic. Lots of great recipes. Hi Les. Hi Ari and Eli. So that's what we're going to do. We are going to be using the challah recipe from Millennial Kosher. If you happen to have the cookbook, you can follow along the recipe with us. And if you don't, we'll try and go slow, and you can always watch back on the replay.
Hi, Doda.
Jump in with any questions. Hi, Doda. Hi, Dodot. Okay, so to get us started, our very first thing that we're going to need, you want to tell everybody what this is?
Some yeast. We use 4 packets of yeast.
4 packets.
Right in the bowl.
Right, of fast acting. You don't have to use fast acting, but I think it just kind of helps speed up the process a little bit more.
We always use fast acting yeast.
We do. So you're going to get 4 of these guys. You're going to open them all up, and you're just going to pour them out into a very large mixing bowl.
Haley and her mom are watching. They're making challah.
Hi, Haley. Hi, Alexis. Hi, Benji, if he's watching. Okay, so this is my challah bowl. I got this bowl when we got married, and I thought, whatever will I do with such a very large mixing bowl?
Make challah.
Make challah. It's perfect for it. So we dumped all 4 packets of our yeast in here, and now we're going to add a little bit of sugar. You want to get the sugar?
Yeah.
We are going to add 2 tablespoons of sugar. The tablespoons in there. Yep.
Sugar.
And our cute sugar container from Debbie Giller, if she's watching. Okay, 2 tablespoons add to your yeast. Yep. Okay, so most of the sweetener that's going in this challah, which is what makes it so amazing, is honey. It calls for 1.5 cups of honey, which sounds like a crazy lot, but Hani knows what she's talking about, and it is really good stuff. We're not gonna do the honey yet. I'm actually going to add an extra tablespoon of sugar because we don't have
as much honey as we need. I saw that talk.
Right, and we're working with what we have right now. So we just added a little bit more. If you have 1.5 cups of honey, you're going to stick with that. So 4 packets of yeast, 2 tablespoons of sugar, and then we're going to add 1 cup of warm water. Now this is key here. I've got some room temperature water. And I have my kettle that I boiled with water. You want your water to be...
Matt Olson is watching.
Hi, Matt. Back CYJ. We're sharing the love for CYJ today. Matt Olson was kitchen manager with me in 1998, if I remember correctly.
At CYJ, and I'm wearing a shirt from there.
Yes, you are. Okay, so we're going to add our water, but this is the key. If you have a meat temperature reader, go ahead and grab one of these because you want your water to be warm, not boiling hot. You'll kill your yeast. But if it's too cold, it's not going to activate it, and it's not going to bloom and bubble and smell really yeasty and delicious.
That's what we want.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take half a cup of room temp water, half a cup, and then I'm going to take another half a cup of my hot water and combine it. And then I'm going to check the temperature with my thermometer. I found it's helpful if it's right around 100 degrees. A little bit cooler, a little bit warmer is okay. No more than 110, you'll kill your yeast. So this is exactly at 100. This is 1 cup. I'm going to go ahead and add it to my yeast and my sugar. Avital is going to mix gently so that it doesn't go flying everywhere. And we are carefully so it doesn't go flying in the middle of the bowl. And what you're going to do now is
we're using a wooden spoon.
A wooden spoon until all the yeast is combined, and then it's going to bloom. It's actually kind of my favorite part because you see these like bubbles of yeast popping up, and that's when you know it's ready. Yes. So once you know it's combined, then go ahead and leave it alone for a minute. You want to check to see if we have any questions coming up here?
We don't.
Okay. So we are okay, leave it alone now. We're going to let it rest so it can bloom. Okay? There we go. We're going to leave this alone, and we're going to get our other ingredients ready to go.
For 3 minutes.
Yeah, a couple minutes.
We don't have any questions,
Emma. Okay. Hi, Ariella. All right. Hi, Ilana. Okay. We are going back to our water. All right. Following along to our recipe, we've got our water ready to go because we're going to need a little bit more water. We're going to need our oil, our honey, and our egg. So we're going to let this hang out for a minute. Maybe we can tell a fun CYJ story.
Maybe.
While we're waiting. When did you make challah at camp?
I didn't.
You didn't go?
We did it when mini session left.
Oh, but they had a baking chug, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I always remember when I was a camper, a different Ada, yes, but not yet. A different Ada would make challah Friday nights, and I always remember rolling it into these long pieces and cutting lines in it to make a rose. Did you ever see that?
Yeah, Doda showed me.
She did? Yeah, so Doda remembers doing that at camp too. So
you have like a pimple.
Lots of good memories for challah on camp. Okay, so we have bloomed a little bit. We can see little bubbles popping up, and we're going to keep going. So we are going on to our oil.
We have a question.
We have a question. What's our question?
Haley's mom said, is it possible to go back and watch from the beginning, and we want to catch up?
It sure is. Yes. Yeah. As soon as the live is over, I'm going to be sharing it on my wall.
And Eli's watching.
Hi. Okay. So as soon as the live is over, it's going to be on the wall, and it'll be up there. So you can go back, you can rewind, you can pause. Absolutely. So
and you can rewind now, can't you?
No, you can't rewind now. You're going to watch with us, and then if you're baking later, you can always go back and rewind and pause it as needed.
And if you have any questions, you can ask us and we'll answer.
Exactly. All right. So in Millennial Kosher, it calls for canola oil. I have vegetable oil. It works just fine. You can use either one.
Just the same.
Yep. We're going to use 1 1/4 cup. So we're going to go ahead and pour our oil. And by the way, this is going to make a ton of challah. You want to pour that?
Sure.
This is usually enough for us for about, I would say, like a month, 5 weeks worth of family dinner, Shabbat dinner.
It might look a little funky before.
Yeah, it might look a little funky, but pretty soon it's going to look like dough.
Squirt that.
Right, so we added our oil. Perfect.
And now we're going to do honey.
Yep, and now we are going to add, but let's mix this first. Here, you want to pour and I'll mix? Here, no, down here, just right in here. Okay, so normally measure your honey.
Yeah, but we know this is enough.
We know that this whole container is what works for us. You're going to be adding 1.5 cups of honey. You don't have to do it quite this fancy from way up high.
No, I wanted to.
We're really into the cool effects today.
Make sure you don't mix it too high, but make sure you get it from... Shall we come hold this?
Oh, assistant number 2, here he comes. Holding the honey. Okay, make sure you get all that honey in there. And then after we've got all of our honey, we're going to add in one egg that we did take out of the fridge a couple hours ago, so it's nice and room temperature and not cold. Do we have a question over there?
Yeah.
You want to add the egg in? Okay.
Haley's mom said we don't have the yeast packets.
Yes.
Store was out, so we have a container of yeast. How much yeast? Is it 4 packets?
I will tell
Google.
you what. Yes, that's an excellent question. So this says this is a 1/4 ounce packet.
So 4 quarters.
Yeah, it's each packet is a quarter, so you're going to be doing 1 ounce. 1 ounce of yeast. Okay, hope that helps.
So I don't do that.
Okay, so we are cracking our egg in. We're adding our egg.
It's okay if it's not fully mixed because you're going to mix it more when you put the flour and the egg in.
That is true.
Everything else.
Right.
Can you throw this away? Actually, no.
Yes, okay. Go ahead and mix the egg in.
And it's okay if there's more bubbles. Shy, you're gonna tip it over. Don't do that.
All right. Assistant number 2 is causing trouble over there. Make sure we don't have technical difficulty, sir. Okay, so egg is mixed in. So now we've got the yeast, the sugar, the egg, the honey, the oil. Now we're gonna go back and we're gonna add the rest of our water, which is gonna seem like a lot of water, but we are adding in a lot of flour.
Yeah.
Okay. So we want, and salt. Okay, we're gonna add, how much salt? 2 tablespoons of kosher salt.
2 tablespoons.
And this is, the salt is important. The salt is important to do it now, not at the beginning, because sugar helps activate the yeast. Salt will, again, kill the yeast. So you wanna, when you bake challah, it's really important to follow the steps, which is why even though I make this all the time, I always still go back.
We don't have enough.
You can just pour the rest in. Here, can I help you? No, over. Not over this. I'm gonna make sure we got 2.
Yeah, just
Perfect.
Yeah, that's good.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right. So now we've got our salt in there also. Perfect. Now we're gonna go back and we're gonna do the same thing with the water that we did last time. We're gonna add the remaining 3 cups. So I'm gonna alternate.
Go slow.
Okay. So here I'm gonna add 1 cup of room temp water. And now I'm going to add 1 cup of my hot water. Okay, and I'm going to check the temp again. Give it a minute. We're rising. And we are perfect, 100 degrees. That's 2 cups right there. And now we're going to do the last cup. Same thing.
I want to pour it there.
You want to pour it in? Okay. 1/2 cup of room temp. 1/2 cup of hot. Check our temp. This is when you have to have time and patience because it's definitely step by step. Whereas most of the other time I always say you can make it work. You can, it's okay, pour in. But with baking, especially with challah, you really want to follow the directions.
Because it's in the oven for a long time and it's in the fridge and and sometimes we store challah or extra dough in the freezer.
Yep.
So you want to make sure you have the right amount and the right ingredients so it doesn't like sink or it doesn't rise too much.
Yep.
Like if you put too much yeast, it will like rise way too much.
Potentially, yeah. Okay, so we've got all of our liquid in here. I'm going to go ahead and show you what this looks like.
The mix.
Our mix. It is very watery. And that looks more like
kind of
soup
looks
honey.
like broth, yeah.
It does look
That's
like
okay
broth.
though.
Okay. Yes, Avital can crack eggs, Lori. She is very
can crack eggs.
talented. Oh, sorry guys. All right, set you back. Good. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna add our flour. So this is where teamwork really does make the dream
I was
work.
born to crack eggs.
Okay,
And I can
switch sides.
I was able to crack eggs when I was like
Very little.
like 5.
Okay, this is
like
total
4.
brand placement day
Yeah,
today.
like 4.
So I'm using King Arthur brand bread flour. Really important. Must be bread flour. It's got to be a high gluten content flour, which is bread flour. If you use all-purpose, you're not gonna get the same rise. It really needs to be bread flour. And I've also found that from brand to brand, there's really a great amount of variation too. So when I can
Shall we
find
have any questions?
King Arthur, that's when I like to use King Arthur. Okay, this is a 5-pound bag of flour.
5 pounds.
5 pounds. What we're gonna do is we're gonna dump in about half of the bag. Avital's gonna mix it with the spoon. When that half a bag is all incorporated, we're gonna add in some more, and then eventually we're gonna
Knead
get
it with our hands.
Yes. Then we're gonna knead it with very clean hands.
Can I knead it too?
Okay,
please?
ready? You ready to pour?
Can I knead it too?
Okay,
Can I
we're
knead it
pouring.
too?
Avitali, let's just follow directions,
I
okay?
want to knead it too.
Can you tell it's been a long week, everybody? Okay, you mixing? That's about half. Okay, we're gonna get that in. We're gonna make sure that's incorporated really good. You wanna give it a mix and I'll do a close-up? You're mixing? Let's see if we have any questions. Okay, we're gonna mix a little bit carefully. Make sure it stays in the bowl. All right, let's see. What do we got here?
I kind of look like
Barbara
Neil.
Bauman, isn't she a delight?
I am.
Yes, Doda Galit is very proud of you. She is an excellent baker, getting all that flour incorporated.
Yes, I am.
This part is where you're definitely going to get some muscle. You're going to make sure all the flour's in there, and tell me when you're ready for me to add a little more. I can smell the honey. What do you smell?
I can
Denise?
smell the yeast in the flour. Can I knead it with
Okay.
hands too, please?
A little bit.
I know.
All right, we're gonna set you down. We're gonna add the rest of our flour. We're not gonna add quite the whole bag. Yes, Avital wants to say something.
The edges might look a little goopy, and the middle might look more chunky than it looks in the bowl. But that is okay because it's all gonna end up mixed in and baked in. I don't know. That doesn't make sense, but whatever.
It does. It's all gonna bake together.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you knead it
in.
with your hands, you're gonna mix it even
Yes.
more. Okay, so I added almost to the rest of the bag. This is the part that is not so scientific. You're gonna end up using almost the entire bag of flour in this recipe. I probably save maybe a half a cup in the bag to use when you're gonna be doing the braiding part.
Yeah.
The secret is really, it's watching the consistency of your dough. So Avital's using the spoon right
I
now.
think we might have used
Maybe
a little bit
let-
more
how
than we
about-
needed.
Let me do a mix and you go wash your hands if you want to do the kneading with your hands. Okay? All right, I'm going to
answer some questions
I'm
after.
going to show you what this looks like. It is very, very sticky, and you want to make sure you're constantly scraping down the sides of the bowl. And the dough is going to get really like shaggy and sticky, and then you're going to just keep working it eventually with your hands. I like to use this spoon as long as I can until I just can't mix it anymore. It's too tough, and then I'm going to get in there with my hands. And we are almost at that point. My assistant is just washing her hands. I already have clean hands. Normally this is our teamwork, our routine is she does the spoon mixing and then I do the hand mixing. So we're going to clean off our spoon. Get all see how it's sticky. Super sticky right now. That's normal. That's how it's going to be until you really need all of it. So what I'm going to
Do you want me to do an up close?
You can do an up close, yes, if you would like. Actually, I think you can see it good. Why don't you watch to make sure we have questions? So I'm going to take the dough and I'm going to go around from the sides and make sure, see how there's like loose flour at the bottom? I'm going to make sure all that flour gets worked in.
We use 1 egg.
1 egg. It's only 1 egg in the whole recipe.
Yep, 1 egg.
Yep, 5-pound bag of flour and only 1 egg. Okay.
Stephen Neal is watching.
So I am watching. I am getting all the flour from the sides of my bowls. Let's see if I need a little more. I'm add in. Just gotta sprinkle it over.
Will you hand me that? Never mind. You know,
Okay.
with your clean hand, will you hand me the pan?
The pan. This.
pan.
Oh yes, Avital is my cooking spray.
Once we start to get in there with our hands, we use some cooking spray
What do
at
we do
the
with
end. We put it on the bottom so the flour doesn't stick.
Yes, because what you're gonna do is after you knead it, you're gonna leave it in this bowl. You're gonna spray it with the nonstick cooking spray. You will. Give me a minute. You're gonna spray it with the spray and leave it, cover it with saran. and we're gonna leave it in this bowl for about an hour and a half. Okay, now I'm combined. I'm gonna be lifting with 2 hands my dough up and folding it like that.
Yeah, because the bottom will be a little bit sticky.
Yes, and as you can see, there's like a glob right there that's really wet. So I want to make sure that really wet part is going to combine with the really floury part. And just by doing this is how we're going to be kneading it. Part of the reason why I love this recipe is because if you have a big enough bowl, you can keep it in the bowl, so you don't need to take it out on the counter, and it kind of helps, other than some mishaps. It helps.
Alana's watching.
Hi, Alana. It helps contain the mess.
Let me mix too.
Okay, I'm going to let you mix 1 second. I'm going to make sure I get all the bottom. And remember when I said it's going to look shaggy? Now we're looking shaggy. We went from sticky to shaggy. And I'm going to show you what shaggy looks like.
His mom said great job, Avita.
Yeah, she is doing a great job. Okay, now I'm less sticky. I can pull it up like this, but it looks kind of torn. That's what I like to call shaggy. I don't know if that's an actual term or not.
No, I don't think so.
No, it's one of our made up ones. Okay, I'm just going to kind of keep turning it like this, and then I'm going to give Avital a chance to do the same, and then we're going to spray it, cover it.
The bottom.
Yep, make sure we get everything from the sides and the bottoms, and you can clean off your hand.
And if you want, if it's sticking to your hands a little, you can spray your hands a little bit too and rub it together.
You could.
So it doesn't really stick to your hands.
Yes, but I find the more you work it, I can tell by the consistency.
But don't work it too much.
Don't work it too much.
No,
All right.
let me do it.
All right, you want to come do a few, and then I'll come spray? All right, you come finish working. I'm going to go clean my hands and get ready to spray and cover, and then we have some magic.
Shai, what are you doing?
Okay. All right. Can you ignore him, please?
Again, folding it up from the bottom. Shai, why are you recording? You could fold it like you're folding anything else.
How's it feeling to you? What's the consistency
A
like?
little bit dry, a little bit wet.
A little bit dry, a little bit wet.
Yeah, some parts are wet, some parts are kind of dry.
So the sticky part's going away.
So you should be able to knead it till it's all mixed in and it's one part.
Okay.
It's pretty sticky.
And that is looking really good to me. Another important part here, don't ever rip your dough. The dough does not like to be ripped. It'll get mad at you. Keep it, don't pull it apart. And
it won't be your friend if you do that.
It will not be your friend. It doesn't like that. Okay, so I think this guy is ready to kind of be left alone. So we're gonna go ahead and give it a spray. You wanna pick up the whole dough?
But
spray the whole bowl really.
Spray the sides too. Oh my god, that's heavy.
Okay, put it in. Okay, now you get to go and wash your hands.
Yes, I do.
All right, leave it alone. Okay, this is what our dough looks like. He is done, and we're gonna leave him to rise for about an hour and a half to 2 hours. My millennial kosher friend says if you have time to do a second rise, it's even better. So when I have time, I'll let it rise for an hour and a half to 2 hours, punch it down, and then let it rise again for about 45 minutes, and then we're ready to work with it. So because of the magic of Facebook, we're gonna put this aside and we're gonna go grab another batch of dough that has been rising since this morning that we've already punched down and already let it rise, and it's ready to work. So we're gonna cover this and put it away.
Now we'll have extra challah.
Yes.
For a long time.
We are gonna have a very, very stacked freezer worth of challah, and that's what I do. So people who make fresh challah every Friday, amazing, good for you. I definitely do not have the time or the patience for that. So what I do is I like this 5-pound recipe, and I like to make it for a month at a time. And I'm going to show you how after we let it rise, we're going to braid it, and then I put it in the freezer on a tray, frozen in the dough. I don't bake it. I freeze it just like that, and then every Friday I pull out from my freezer as many loaves or
Graham
rolls.
said I can almost smell the goodness.
I know, it smells really good. So I just take out what I need and bake it right. I let it rise for the whole day, pull it out in the morning, let it rise for about 6 to 8 hours. Then I give it a bake, and we've got fresh challah. Okay, so we're going to put this away.
Auntie Lori asks, Can you eat the dough? Grandma said, no!
No, don't eat the dough. This is not like cookie dough.
It's not, no, it will get you sick and all the flour will taste weird.
Okay. Are you ready for this magic to happen?
Auntie Lori said, I thought it was like cookie dough. No, Auntie Lori, it's not like cookie dough. Do not eat it.
No, bread dough.
You can eat it when it's done. Don't eat it raw.
Bread dough is definitely not cookie dough.
Nope.
All right. So this, can you move this off to the side for me?
Jiggly.
This is the batch that we had going from this morning. Thank you.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
we're gonna get a large
Our
cutting board over here, right like this. So this is gonna be our work surface. Now, look at this magic.
Oh, trick, put a towel under your cooking,
So it doesn't slide.
your cutting board
Right.
and or your bowl because so it won't slide.
Right. Okay. So this is exactly what we just made with you guys. This was after it was rising for a couple of hours, covered in saran. I like to keep it in my oven, not on. Do not turn the oven on. But it's warm and it's a good quiet place for the dough to
And
rise.
it might be jiggly, but that's fine.
It is a little jiggly, but it has
Jiggly
grown
belly.
immensely.
Jiggly belly.
Yes, it is. Can you also move these for me? Here, hold this by the handles because it's hot. Thank you. Now we are going to get a bench scraper. If you don't have one of these, you can use a regular old knife too. That works. And we're going to use the rest of the flour that we didn't put into.
Sprinkle on the cutting board.
Yep, we're going to sprinkle.
I'm gonna spread it.
You
and you
can
can
spread
spread
it?
it with your hands.
And I also like to just take a very small amount and sprinkle over the challah that's in the bowl. Like that.
And you can put a little bit of flour on your hands so it doesn't stick as much.
Yes, the dough, it's not going to be as sticky as it was before, but you are going to want a little bit of flour.
On your hands.
Yes. Okay.
Like, it's like chalk.
All right, I'm going to use my bench scraper. Remember what I said? No ripping it. People who know challah will get very mad if you rip your challah. So I'm using,
what are
I'm going to
you
show
doing?
you how to do it in a second.
What is he doing? I'm gonna
He's having fun. He's watching us. We're in front of a live studio audience right now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
So I'm using my bench scraper to cut pieces. So I've cut about this much. This is really up to you. If you like big loaves, if you want lots of little loaves, I like to
a big
do
roll, a braided roll.
personal preference.
Braid.
I like to make, so I make probably, I don't know, I would say 6 to 8 medium-sized loaves and then a bunch of,
Like four tiny rolls.
and then tiny
Or
rolls
two.
because we have 2 assistants who like rolls.
That's
So here
me.
is what we're going to do. Big hunk of dough. Assistant, can you move over? Give me 1 second to show them how to do this, and then you're gonna braid it and show them how to do it.
Yeah.
Okay, watch out. Move over. Move over. Okay.
Girl.
I'm gonna take this. I just do simple 3 braided strands. I'm not very talented when it comes to all these multi-strands.
I am.
They're kind of hard. So we're gonna do a simple plain 3-strand loaf, and we're also gonna show you how to do a roll. So I'm gonna cut this in 4 pieces. Try and keep it as equal as possible. There's our dog barking.
She's an old lady.
Okay, so we've got 4 pretty equal pieces like that, and that's going to make our 3-strand, and that's going to make a roll. In fact, one of them we can actually even cut in half for another roll. So I'm going to prep them. You're going to braid them. Sound good?
Sounds good.
Okay, so you're going to want to work with these as minimally as possible because you don't want them to get too overworked and then get tough. Okay, so you're gonna work them into snakes. So long snakes. I like to do a combo of pulling it in my hands like this.
And like wiggling your hands.
And then I also put it on my board and I gently give it a roll. If you take your hands like this
Watch out, Ima.
and you roll out, while you're rolling, you go out like this, the roll will get longer. If you go straight, it'll roll. If you go out, it'll get longer. Okay, so we're gonna make these, we're gonna stretch them out a little bit longer.
You can also do a twist and then roll it.
You can do lots of things, yes.
You could do your own thing. You could make up a new braid.
Okay, these I'm gonna cut in half and we'll save for a little bit later. We'll show you the roll. Okay, you've got the 3rd one?
Yep.
Okay, you want me to get you started on it?
Sure. Actually, no, I want to do it.
Okay, you wanna make sure that they're even so that your braids form the same. But so we've got our 3 strands right like this, okay? Perfect. Now, can I show them my trick? So to get it started, I kind of combine.
Pinch them.
I pinch them, hopefully you can see. And then you braid like you would braid somebody's hair. So you're going to take, are you braiding? Over. You want to do it tight.
Tight.
Yeah.
Watch out.
Perfect. Good. She's a pro.
I'm a pro.
And you want to keep, nope, other
wrong
one.
way.
There you go.
No, this one.
Okay. Close. Good. Excellent.
You
Now,
just pinch it at the end.
yep, when I do that
Or
after.
you can tuck it under a little.
Yes, tucking under is good so that it won't come undone. Then I go back to my top one and I kind of finish the braid that way. And then I do the same thing. I give it a pinch. Give it a tuck, and then you kind of pull it together, and you've got your first loaf. We're going to go ahead, and we're going to set it on a cookie sheet already here. Okay, now,
I wanna do
wait.
a roll. Why?
Because Shai was going to do a chocolate chip roll.
No, but I want to do my cinnamon one.
Well, we don't bake with this. So when we bake them, Avital likes hers with cinnamon sugar. Shai likes his with chocolate chips. The chocolate chips go in the dough now. The cinnamon sugar we put on after an egg wash when we bake it. Okay, so you can show everybody how you like to do a roll. You want to do the chocolate chip one?
Again, I roll it out in a snake like how you do it with a string of your braid.
Okay, hold on. We're going to let Avital do one, and then you're going to do yours.
And then I tuck this part. It's kind of hard to do it like this, sorry. In. And I wrap it all around.
That's your swirl roll.
Yeah. And then with the end, just stretch it and tuck it.
Okay, let's see. Let's take a timeout for a second and see if we have any questions.
Here we go.
Beautiful. Let's see here. All right. Yeah, Lori Ruskin, are you following? Okay. All right, everybody's doing good? I think everybody's doing all right. Hi, Karen. All right. Does the dog need to go out? Yes. The dog likes to play outside today because it's very windy. Who do you think is asking about the dog?
Auntie Lori.
Yes. All right. So we have one swirl style roll, and now Shai is going to help me do a chocolate chip roll. Okay. So Abitali, can you move over for a second? Shoshi, you move down. All right. Now we're going to start off the same way by making a snake. You want to grab the chocolate? And for this one, chocolate chip roll, we're going to put the chocolate chips inside. So you want to flatten, you're kind of pressing down so it's flatter. All right, now assistant is going to sprinkle some chocolate chip in the middle of the roll. How much chocolate do you like? A little chocolate, a lot of chocolate?
Medium.
A medium amount of chocolate? Okay, just like a line of chocolate chips.
And you gotta like push them in there.
You gotta push them in so they stick. Hopefully you can see in there. Oh, runaway chocolate chip.
Then you do not want flour on the chocolate because then it doesn't stick.
Yeah, it's in there. Okay, good?
Yep.
All right, now we're gonna tuck the chocolate into the snake.
Can I cut on this? It's like a taco. Do another roll.
In 1 second. Like a taco?
Yep.
You're obsessed with tacos. Are you obsessed? Okay, so
Taco Tuesday.
Well, it's definitely not Taco Tuesday. Okay, now our chocolate chips are kind of hidden away. You can't see them. It's just a regular snake again. You want to do it? You want me to show them how I do it?
I do a spiral.
You do a spiral? Okay, we're doing lots of spirals today. I'll show you how I make my roll in a minute. Beautiful. Put that guy in the tray. Hold it from the bottom.
And then you gotta pinch it and then pinch again.
Very good. Excellent. Put it on the tray. All right, so that's one version.
Ima, can I have 2 strings for a braid? I wanna do my kind.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me show them my
Ow.
sorry. Okay. For the rolls that I make, they're almost like garlic knots, just not.
Knots.
Yep, just no garlic. But this would be really good if you wanted to do
Leave
it
this
like
one
that.
for me.
Okay. So you make another snake, you roll it out. You can make them as big or as little as you want. This will probably be a pretty big one because the snake's kind of long, like this. And I'm gonna make a knot. Tuck it in, under like this. So I've got a knot, and then each of the ends, I'm gonna fold and put under. So that way it looks like it's braided, but it's not, it's just a knot. And that's my roll. Okay, you wanna do one more?
Yeah,
Do you need another strand? Remember what I said about ripping?
Yeah, well, it was too much. And it's sticky.
Get some flour on your hands. Do you need another strand?
No, I'm going to do a 2-1.
We're going to do a tour. Okay, I'm going to come back and see if we have any questions.
So, connect it from in the top. And then twist it.
Oh, that's a pretty one. The challah twist.
And then if you want, you could leave it like that and make it tight. Try. Or then pinch it at the end when you're done. Or you could roll it and it might come undone a little.
Very beautiful. That's a great one.
And I rolled it. Yeah, I know.
Oh, okay. She's modest. See, a whole week of cooking has gone to her head. All right, ready for the tray.
Ooh.
All right, beautiful. So what challah questions do we have? Is everybody following along? Everyone's good? So the hardest part, once you have all your dough, it's all risen, you just have a lot of dough that you have to braid now. So at this point, I usually take about 3 trays. I line them with parchment paper. I've got 3 trays like this. Go throw that dough away now. And see if you can see. And what I do is I put them in the freezer just like this. I have a great big freezer that I pop them in. I flash freeze them, and after a few hours, once they're really good and frozen, I saran individual loaves just like that and store them until however I want to use them. When it's time to bake, if you want to use them right now, we are going to bake some fresh. So what I do now is I would crack an egg, let it rise about a half an hour like this. Then you're going to do an egg wash. Just crack an egg. You can add a little bit of water or not. Take a pastry brush and just brush the egg onto each loaf. You can leave it plain. You can do cinnamon sugar. You can do sesame seeds. You could do any topping you really want. You could do sprinkles. Get as creative as you want. And you're going to pop it in a 350 degree oven for about 25 minutes. The rolls are obviously going to take less time. The loaves are going to take longer, so you want to keep an eye. What I'll usually do is I'll set the timer for 12 minutes. Give it a flip after 12 minutes. Set it for another 10 minutes or so. Take the rolls out and let the loaves go a little bit longer. And that's it. You've got your challah. Okay.
Do you want to go on?
I'll go look at the last questions. Obviously, I was going to show you the last one, and then we're going to go ahead and get ours in the oven and come back a little bit later with some pictures of our freshly baked, busy in Brooklyn, millennial kosher recipe challah. Let's see what questions we have.
I'm going to do a 4 braid this time. Then roll them into snakes.
Gila, you're cheating. If you have a bread machine, that's awesome. As we've discussed earlier this week, I have a thing with kitchen appliances that I just don't love having a ton. So I do this, and because I only make it every 5 to 6 weeks, I feel like I can manage it. But if you have a bread maker, that's awesome.
Who has a bread maker?
Gila, Leora Robinson's mom.
Will you go get me like another one of these so I can do a
I think
four
we're
braid?
about.
But
I think we're wrapping
I
up.
want to do a 4 braid.
Okay, we're gonna finish up with one last 4, and then we're gonna let everybody go bake their own challah.
I'm gonna show a 4 braid.
Okay, I'm not very good at the 4 braids.
I'm pretty good at them.
Yeah.
Not the best, but pretty good. I'll do it anyway.
Okay. Make sure they're even. And if it's longer, you can use your bench scraper to cut off. And then I'll save this and make it into a roll.
Okay, just start from the end. Ima,
Yes.
do I fold it in here?
I don't know how to do it for. I don't know. You're going rogue on me, kid.
I'm not going rogue. I know how to do my own braid, but I'm gonna do that. So I take 4 pieces. This is not attached. And I do like a twist with 2. And I do that to the other side too. And I braid those 2 together.
Very nice.
Yeah.
So when you bake them, you want to make sure that you're putting similar size loaves on the same baking sheet so that they're going to need the same temperature. So you don't want to bake this itty bitty guy with this giant guy because they won't bake evenly. So make sure you're keeping them together. All right, everybody. Let's give you a close-up of our braid.
Can I make a big roll and roll this?
Okay, we are done for now.
But can I roll this?
Here is our
Yeah, okay, I will.
our loaf, our loaves, our rolls,
Look,
and we are going to.
I made a big, tiny roll.
Leora's watching. Say hi to Leora.
Hi, Leora.
All
I made
right.
a big, tiny roll.
Can you make me a loaf? Yes, next time you come to town, Lori. All right, we're gonna go bake these in the oven. We hope you guys learned that challah is not so scary. Maybe a little messy. Maybe don't wear black when you make challah.
Yeah.
But it's fun. It smells fantastic.
I made a tiny, big roll.
Tiny big roll.
I
and
made one.
We're gonna go bake these and we're
Sure,
gonna
come here.
post pictures of our finished product. So happy baking, everybody. Somebody's delivering. Barbara, that works too. Whatever works. So everybody have a wonderful Shabbat. We'll be sending happy Shabbat Shalom CYJ thoughts to everybody. And we'll see you soon. Stay tuned for pictures. Shabbat Shalom.